Hello, my name is Akitha. This week's readings, which I have titled The Politics of the Diaspora, a Black Studies Project, discusses various themes. The three key terms that ground the investigations of the scholars in our readings, Gilroy, Gifford, Edwards, Chivallone, Gordon, and Anderson, are African diaspora, Pan-African, and Black Atlantic. And through these central terms, many subthemes have emerged. I have chosen 10 to highlight. They are identified as 1, the use of the term diaspora and who does or doesn't it include. Number 2, the historical and political use of the term. Number 3, the Black Atlantic as a representative alternative. Number 4, the Black British experience. Number 5, Francophone articulations of the diaspora. Number 6, the limitations of Pan-Africanism in terms of global Black identity and representation. The next one is diaspora modernity. Then we have mapping the diaspora, and then connections to Jewish diasporism, and lastly, diasporic past and futures. Paul Gilroy, a central figure in our readings this week, introduces the term Black Atlantic as a counter-narrative to the terms Black diaspora and Afrocentric, which are deeply connected, focusing on essentialism, nationalism, and a return to Africa. Gilroy found these ideologies problematic, visionless, and limiting. The term African diaspora, quote, was developed in an attempt to identify, define, and characterize a transnational identity of people of African descent, end quote. It is based on the idea of Blackness in terms of phenotype. Instead, he opted for a similar theory to Michel Wright's, which is focused on space and time. For Gilroy, Afrocentrism and the Black diaspora do not encapsulate the totality of Black identity in terms of space-time, like the term Black Atlantic. Gilroy's vision for or of a Black identity includes America, Africa, and the Caribbean as central organizing symbols for the construction of a transnational project. Quote, through this desire to transcend both the structures of the nation state and the constraints of ethnicity and national particularity, end quote. The Black Atlantic emerged, focusing on the process of belonging, transnational space, culture, and exchange, particularly, quote, between individuals of Africa, Britain, the Caribbean, and the U.S., end quote. Therefore, reimagining diaspora in terms of transnational pathways, which span several continents. Focusing on James Clifford's further inflections toward ethnographies of the future and Brent Hayes Edwards' text, The Uses of Diaspora, I began thinking of points of entanglements and reimaginations of futures. Edwards' text discusses the various Black ideologies that were established to recognize an interest, identity, or existence that may have not been recognized, opting for a return home ideology such as Garveyism, Negritude, Ethiopianism, and I would add Rastafarianism. Thinking creatively yet broadly in terms of synchronization and hybridity, recognizing the past, which is the vertical, but moving towards a new future, which is the horizontal, I'm asking everyone to create or discuss an ideology to address your history and future. What are its roots and routes? What grounds this ideology? And who or what would it align with, and where is it going in terms of space-time? Thank you.